See? Been a while. A little different format than last time. I been at Siegel North now 2 weeks. 3 weeks. 2 weeks. 3 weeks. First week, son Kyle was up here. He washed my unit for me, did some repair work on it, and I want to tell you, he did a good job. A young man needs to come up here and go to work in the RV industry. He really knows what he's doing. Let's see. First week was sunny, beautiful. Next 2 weeks, which we're into the second, we're into the beginning of the third week. It's rained a lot. In fact, it was my intention to set this thing up under the awning, pointing out towards the rain, maybe sit in the rain and get drowned, you know. Give you an illustration. We would say in Seattle doesn't have a thing on this place, but it's cool. Right now, I think it's about 71, 72, it might be 75. Cloudy. I think you probably hear the birds twittering in the background. Occasional skeeter hike. I mean, I don't think we have them big, vulture type like you down there in East Texas do, but occasional skeeter, whack one, Beautiful, as always. One of my neighbors got my mower running yesterday. The park has been mowing my yard for me since I've been here, which is nice, but you're supposed to do your own, so henceforth, I'm sure that I'll manage to do my own. Mother and I went today over to a place in Pennsylvania. Where'd we go? Sugar Grove, to a meat market. 85 miles round trip. Pretty good trip for go to a meat market, but it was all right. Bill's been there since 18 something. Just a ride. She bought, I don't know what. Anyway, she had one of these cold packs. Zip open. Put some ice in the bottom of it. You can carry, perishables for, quite a while, which is what we did. Came home. I thought, well, it's about time I do this. My nose is itching, you probably see. Something fierce. Something up my nose. I'm going to do something here that I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to scan around and give you a little view of where I'm at. I'm on the front porch of my unit, and that's the yard in front of us. Yeah, up the hill there. Let me see. I probably have to get up to this. Up there on the hill, that's Fran's unit. That's one of Tiana's buddies, and that's probably our nearest neighbor. It's one of the things I like about here. It's pretty private. It quite a bit of distance between the units, and we gives us a certain amount of privacy. Somebody's got a Doberman pincher up on the hill. They bought a lot up on the hill, and that dog's been barking. You might hear it bark during the session here. The house has been going all right. Went over to the Bradford unit, and you folks that are familiar with my dialysis, I have what they call buttonholes. They looked at me and said, "Buttonhole? What's a buttonhole?" They didn't actually say that, but they did say, "We don't do buttonholes." Well, I came prepared. I brought a case of my own needles, and I stick myself. You've heard me say that I do that. I learned how to do that down in Hillsboro. Well, I do it every day now, because there's nobody in that clinic that's really developed the technique to do it correctly. My buttonhole, I think Sticky was one of them sharp needles, rough, just, but due to the fact that I don't have to have that happen to me, then I do it myself. Works out well. Also, the mileage run to my unit this year is shorter than it was last year. Last year I went to Dunkirk, New York, over here, about 45.5 miles over there. I go to Bradford, where I stick myself, and it's only 38 miles. So what's that? 7, that's 14 miles less round trip, which is nice. Not much going on. It's quiet. Of course, that's why we come. It's cool. My understanding, I talked to Cooter one night, fairly late. I'll say about 11 o'clock. Maybe not that late, but he said it was 97. It was after sundown. It was 97. It was about 68 here, which is great. I talked to, for those of you that know him, T-Man yesterday, and he's hustling. He's not as fleet of foot as he once was, but I guess he's doing all right. I was gonna, let me see what else. You'd think in 2 weeks I'd have more to talk about. I'd talk about politics, most of it overseas. The business in Egypt really bothers me. Now, I'm not a big supporter of radical Islam, but doesn't matter. The gentleman that was elected in Egypt was elected by a open election, selected by an open election. And the only way he should be taken out of office is to be unelected. Now, what has gone on over there in the last few days isn't right. People of Egypt picked him, I think, in about 3 different referendums. I could be wrong, 2, 3, something like that. And even if I don't agree with their politics, that's who they picked. So it looks like the thing's going to degenerate into a bloodlet, and I think they killed, I think the people that are in power now, the military over there, killed about 50 people yesterday. Doesn't look good. I sure hope cooler heads prevail. But anyway, can't be good. Let's see something here. I got anything worth. Got some stuff written down. Usually do. See, Ike's growing hair. Saw that on Facebook. Way to go, Ike. I'm losing mine, and you're growing yours. By the way, you probably noticed the new, different me. I think for the duration up here, this will be my prosana, and then I'll go back to my usual white shirt and my rocking chair up there. So or down in Siegel South. Anyway, I should have a story here. Okay. Now, you folks know I worked at the post office for 37 years. A lot of things happen when you work at the post office. I was working at Great Southwest Station, which is an industrial district, and a lot of professional types come in there. One day it was real busy. Of course, in that area it was busy all the time. And I'm working my window, And usually as you work, you scan the line. We had a wooden bar ran out there, which kind of lined them up, take a number and wait. We didn't have a take a number and wait, but you'd get on the bar and you get down to the end and it would say, wait for the next available clerk. But in the meantime, of course, all the potential customers were lined up on that bar. Well, I'm working, doing my thing, looking, see who I got coming. And this nice looking lady walked in. She's in a woman's suit, like a blazer jacket with a matching skirt, and really very professional looking. I think she had a briefcase. She's waiting there in line. And I noticed as she would move forward, there was this little bitty white line. She had her suit was navy blue. And there was this little bitty white line around the bottom of that navy blue skirt. Didn't think anything about it. But as time progressed and she kept coming down the line, the white line got bigger. And bigger. And bigger. And when she got to the end, to the place where it said, wait for next available clerk, this thing was a solid white piece from her knees, where their skirt ended, all the way down to her ankles. And what had happened is she had on a, shall we say, foundation garment, or a girdle. And this sucker had slid down to where it was hung on her legs down to her shoes. This is an odd looking thing for a businesswoman in a post office, and she was ignoring the thing like it wasn't happening. And of course, I'm pretty well fixated by this time. I'm looking over there, and as occurrence would have it, I was the next available clerk. Well, by this time, she was hobbled. She couldn't walk. This thing was around her ankles. As she reached down, pulled one leg up, ran her arm down in that thing, took the other one, pulled it off, wrapped this thing around her arm like a muff. Bing! Now she's got this big white roll around her arm and comes to my window. And of course, I'm in hysterics. I told her, I've seen that before. She never acted like anything was wrong. Must have, this thing must have slipped off every now and then. She's just used to it. But you want to be in a place of business and have a gal lose her girdle and then wrap it around her arm like a muff on a cold day and come up to your window with the thing, boom, lay it down on the counter. Doesn't happen every day. Anywho, that's my story for the day. That was one of the things that happened at the post office. I got some other stuff, but I gotta spread it out over a period of time so that I don't tell them all at one time. Let me see if I go. That was a shorty, actually. I'll sell you. I think I'll let it go at that. I've got quite a few pictures I'm going to put on Facebook. Going after George. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want to go after George. George is gone, and I noticed that Obama and George both turned up over in Africa. That had to be, that was unusual. I didn't think George would show up anywhere with Obama, but he did. So I guess George ain't all bad. Can't read my own writing again. Alright, I figure I've done enough for now. I'll try to do a little more here. Local stuff. Probably go to Racers tonight and get some ice cream. I think Ma's cooking on the grill over there, which ought to be good if it doesn't rain, which it's been doing. I had me a, I'm going to stop and have me a Michelob Ultra. I have it iced down just over here. I figured, well, it's kind of a children's hour, so we won't do that on camera. But once again, I need to thank my friends. Tracy is definitely a friend. Tracy, you're seeing evidence of what you did every day, and I appreciate it. I really do. They're better than anything I ever bought for myself. I wouldn't spend that much money. But Tracy, you're a peach. All right. I'll say good day to Brian, Crystal, both my sons, Carl and Kyle. I know that Kyle's back up in New York, and he says he wants to come down. He's back up in Kansas. It would be over from here, about the same latitude, so it'd be over. And he says he wants to come up here on a semi-permanent basis. I think he'd be smart, get away from all that folderol down there in Kansas. I mean, I told him one time we were over at Dunkirk, and he's sitting on a dock talking to somebody in Kansas. Then he came away pretty depressed, and I hate to see my son depressed. Anybody does. You try to, try to do what you can, try to make things decent for him. So maybe a change of scenery permanently for a while. That's a double dip thought. But anyway, would do him some good. Tracy, I told you, I don't know how to repay you. Richard Heitzen Renter down at Duke. I think there's a real possibility you're just down the road from me over to Stockwell. I haven't checked the program over there. Ike, the hair looks good. Glenn, if you ever watch this, top day to you. Daryl Mackey, Tyler, Jim Kersey. We had a good time. Old Jim showed up, went to Racers with us. Be more precise, he took us to Racers. You better put it like it is. Round table of folks. Old Legs Diamond, he paid for the meal. I appreciate it. It was good, as always. Says he's coming up next year for a month. Maybe I can get him by all my meals for a month. I doubt that seriously, though. Might hook up, get his. Anyway, been fun. Next time you see a gal with a girdle down around her ankles, don't stare.